There you are. Hang on while I get sorted out. Nearly there. I just have to check a few things. I'm slightly off in Instagram. Let me move a little bit that way. Meditation's coming. Nearly there. Just got to check the socials. Multi-streaming. It's a big deal for me. Okay, I moved the wrong way. So this bit this way. All right, looking good. Nearly there. Meditation's coming. We are nearly there. No, Facebook's... Oh, no, there we go. Facebook was behaving difficult. Okay, I think it's all good. Right, how are you? You good? All well? I hope you're well. I mean, it's fine if you're not, but I hope you're going well. Right, time for a bit of meditation. I meditate throughout the day. This is just the one I do on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's part of the further emergence work I do. I'll explain about further emergence when we finish the meditation. It's not a class, it's just a chance to meditate together. So if you're familiar with meditation, that's brilliant. Could you just hang on for a minute though while I explain what I do, just for the benefit of people who are new to meditation? Because meditation is a funny thing. People are almost embarrassed if they don't know how to do it. It's like that you should just intuitively know how to meditate. I'm basing that on people getting in touch and, somewhat embarrassedly asking me, what do you actually do? So, for me, it starts with why I would meditate. I'm trying to connect with a part of me that I connect to every night when I'm asleep. Not the dreaming bit, the bit after dreaming. So I'm dreaming and then I drop out the bottom of dreaming into deep dreamless sleep, which is quite a mysterious place for me, maybe for you too. Because when I'm there, I've got no memory of being there. I've got no thoughts. I've got no body. I've got no country, no stories, nothing. I haven't even got me. I cease to exist, certainly in the way I register my existence normally. So when I say it all like that, it sounds awful. It sounds like death. And yet I love going to sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel refreshed. So some part of me knows that that is a good place. And that's the place I want to connect to when I meditate. So straight away, if you're new to meditation, don't try and do this lying down, because if you lie down and close your eyes, you're just going to fall asleep, or you'll battle sleep, both of which are counter to what we're aiming for. So as I say, there's no thoughts in this place. My mind can't seem to get there. So I have to figure out a way to work with my mind, to get beyond my mind, to kind of part the curtains of my mind. So what I do is I just make an arrangement with my mind where I say, can you just not think for the next 15 minutes because we want to meditate. Now at this stage my mind is on board for the idea. Wasn't always, there was resistance many years ago, but not anymore. So having your mind on board is good. If your mind is not on board, you can just give it things that it likes, read about it, give it thoughts, give it concepts. It likes that sort of thing. So then the next thing is to stop thinking, which is surprisingly easy, because it's easy to stop, hard to maintain, but easy to stop, because regardless of what I'm thinking about, the contents of my thought, the structure of my thoughts are always the same. It's always pictures and sound. So if I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound, that's it, I'm not thinking. And as soon as I do that, I'm into the practice of meditation. Now the practice of meditation runs parallel with the intention of meditation. So the intention of meditation is what I was saying earlier on. It's to go to this deep, mysterious, profound, still, calm. I'm trying to think of all the words they use to describe meditation. Zen-like, all that stuff. That's my intention. Practice of meditation starts when I stop thinking. So I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound. Then a little bit of time will pass and I will discover that I'm thinking again. So I go, oh, I'm thinking again. So I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound. I bring myself back to not thinking. Then a little bit of time will pass and I'll discover I'm thinking again. Oh, I'm thinking again. So I bring myself back to not thinking, I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound. Then a little bit of time will pass and I'll discover that I'm thinking again, and so on. So the practice of meditation is repeatedly bringing myself back to not thinking. It's very simple. It's not complicated. Just turn off the pictures, turn off the sound whenever I discover I'm thinking. Now, I highlight that because it's easy to get the misconception that to meditate correctly, that you shouldn't have any thoughts at all, or that, if your mind was a lake, there shouldn't be a ripple of thought across it, which isn't the case. The two kind of go together. Sometimes you'll be very deep and still in that place, and other times you'll be discovering that you're thinking. Both have their own power. When you're in that deep, still place, that's very powerful. And then when you discover that you're thinking and you bring yourself back to not thinking, that's very powerful as well. Because if you're like me, the sort of things that you think about will be to do with you, personal. Why did that person say that thing to me? What am I going to do about this job interview or whatever? And if I discover I'm thinking, I go, oh, I'm thinking, and I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound, so I make that thought disappear. Indirectly, what I'm saying to myself is, that thought that you were just thinking that you thought was you and you were very involved in? Well, you just made that disappear. You just got rid of it. So you're not that thought. You're not any of your thoughts. You're something else. That's very powerful. And then the fact that you do that repeatedly, that's very powerful as well. So the two go together. You're sort of weaving a nice little dance. So if you start thinking that you're thinking too much, and you hear yourself going, oh, I'm not doing this right, I'm rubbish at meditation, that's just another thought, okay? All you have to do is every time you discover that you're thinking, just bring yourself back to not thinking, and you'll be doing great. Okay, now while all that's going on, I'm also letting go of tension in my body, or I'm becoming more conscious of my body. And I have a system for that because it's too vague and soupy in there with that one when I close my eyes. So I scan my body from my head down to my feet and back up again very slowly, very gently. Anywhere I find tension, I let it go. And I use my out breath to do that because it's natural to just, let it go with the out breath. But it's also a good way to remembering to breathe. It's also a good way to remember to breathe. Because it's a funny thing, but in meditation it's quite easy to hold your breath or to stop breathing altogether. So using the out breath to let it go is a good way of remembering. Also, as I'm scanning my body, I'm paying particular attention to any structures that go across my body. Mostly I run head to toe, but anywhere that goes across my body, any structures that are transverse, they have a tendency to pick up tension more than others. A bit like a log going across a stream picks up the twigs and the branches and the leaves, except in my body it's tension. So I'm checking my eyes, that's a transverse area. There could be a lot of tension in the eyes. My jaw, my mouth, the base of my neck, my shoulder girdle, my joints, so my shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers, my heart area, my respiratory diaphragm, all my intestines, my pelvic floor, my hips, my knees, my ankles, and my toes. If you're new to meditation, a nice quiet room that you're not going to be disturbed in is very helpful, because as soon as you close your eyes, your hearing amplifies and you start hearing things that you wouldn't have been conscious of before. And the little sounds are very triggering of thoughts. So you'll be helping your mind by not having noises. So a nice quiet room. And then the other thing I do to help my mind is I set a timer for how long I'm going to meditate for. Because if I don't, my mind will just be wondering about how much time has passed. So I'm going to set mine for 15 minutes. But if you're new to meditation, I'd set it for shorter. I'd set it for like 5 minutes and then repeat it 3 times. Because 15 minutes is a long time if you're not used to it. Now, anything else? No. Okay. Any questions? No. Good. All right. Off we go into the mystery. right, if you feel like you've gone very deeply inside and you feel like you need a bit of time to come back from that, then take that time before you open your eyes. Or if you feel like you can hold the inner space and the outer space at the same time, then just open your eyes. And if when you do that you feel like, oh, I've lost it, well, you can just close your eyes again, reconnect with the inner space. Oh yeah, there it is again, and open your eyes. And you can go back and forth, opening and closing your eyes, using your eyes as a kind of an equalizer between the inner and the outer space. Okay, so as I said, that's part of the further emergence work that I do. Further emergence is to do with growth, inner growth specifically. Our bodies grow, you know, as we're children, adolescents, and then they kind of stop when we're adults, but we keep growing on the inside, in our consciousness, I suppose, for want of a better word. And much the same way as when you were growing your body, your periods where you went through accelerated growth or growth spurts, the same happens on the inside. And when that happens, it can be quite disorienting and you can feel like you're losing your mind. That's why some people have described it to me. Or you can have physical symptoms, weird physical symptoms, nothing life-threatening, but just debilitating, or that sort of puts the pause in your life. You can feel blocked. You can feel like, you know, one day everybody understood you and you could talk and everyone could relate to what you were saying, and then the next day nobody knew what you were talking about. That's another way. There's lots of different ways it kind of presents itself. So I've been through it many times myself, and I've helped lots of people through it. So these meditations are part of the work that I do, because knowing you're in your inner space is very helpful with it. I do a Zoom group every week as well. And that helps with lots of different things, the chance to kind of share what's going on, answer questions. It's also a good way to sort of feel like, oh, I'm not alone with this. There are other people who are going through pretty much the same thing I am. And then I work one-to-one with people as well. And that's, like today was a day where I worked one-on-one with people. So it's a combination of talking and then, which is kind of in front of the scenes work, and then I do kind of distance behind the scenes work with them as well. And so for me, I spent a lot of the day meditating. So yeah, that's further emergence. If that sort of resonates with you, you can follow along on whatever channel you like. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I think I'm even on LinkedIn. So you can kind of follow that, or you can go to the website and have a read of that as well. Furtheremergence.com. Okay, let me just have a quick look. Oh, people are waving, and then somebody's saying intriguing, looking very relaxed, John. Okay, thank you. All right, okay, thanks. Somebody's saying thanks, you're welcome. All right, so see you tomorrow for some more meditation. All right, bye for now. Bye.